What is up, everybody? DanDanTheFireman here. We're going to be going over situational awareness and the need to know how to do some emergency evasive maneuvers because we have a car wanting to do this and we need to know why that happened and how to prevent that or understand how to go around it. This is going to be a very easy, quick video to explain, but basically what happened was improper line of sight for the motorcycle rider and for the car driver. Now that's just going to be situationally based. It's not going to be something that, happens that, the motorcycle rider wasn't paying attention or the driver wasn't paying attention. It just literally on this curve, the way things set up, it's not good for anybody. So when that happens, us as motorcycle riders, we have the skill, we have the understanding, we need to learn that this is the type of stuff that can happen. So we need to take proactive steps. So when we were watching this, he's going pretty good speed. We're going 32 miles an hour. That's not high rate, that is good. So good on Oscar 636 on this one. But when we're gonna move forward like this, now you have to remember that you can't see around this white van. So can anybody in front of this white van see you? No, they can't. Also, the time of day, it looks like it might be like 1 p.m., 2 p.m. because you see kind of an offset with the shadow. So sun might not be a factor in this situation because it's going to be kind of right above and it's not going to be in our eyes. But the biggest thing here is that nobody in front of this white van can see the motorcyclist. And you, as a motorcyclist, can't see anybody in front of the white van. So if that's the case, that should give you that gut reaction of, I really should not be going around this. This is like a hazard. There's something that it feels like a monster will jump out after this white van. Treat it like that. It's like something that dangerous will jump out after that white van. So I'm going to be kind of creeping across. You don't run through a haunted house maze or whatever. You kind of take your turns. You're like, what's going around this turn? I kind of anticipate somebody around here. Oh man, what's going on? And you kind of walk it slowly. And you in the areas that you feel like somebody's going to jump out at you, you're like really slow. So in that case with motorcycling, this is one of those things where you can't see around this. So I'm going to take it nice and slow around this corner, around this white van and kind of see what's around the corner. Okay, it's clear. Now I'm going to, next one, clear. Okay, next one, clear. That's what I want you guys to do in this situation because this is pretty obvious that you cannot see around the corner. It's a blind turn, just like any other turn with like trees and brush. You want to take it easy. But he's doing that. He's doing that. 30 miles an hour is not that fast. It really is. Oh, look at 2:29 p.m. I was kind of right on that one. So we're going to move forward here. And we have this open lane. So always assume that a driver is going to want to go into our lane because it's open. People don't like to sit and wait. People are impatient. So that's one of those things where you're like, oh, should I slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down? Look, okay, clear, next, clear, next, clear. In this situation, maybe go a little bit slower. 30 miles an hour is not that fast. If he was going 50 or 60, he would not be able to do this evasive maneuver. So the simple fact that he slowed down to about 30 going around this allowed him the time and the distance to do some type of evasive maneuver if it was presenting itself as a hazard. And this guy presented himself as a hazard. He was able to do a swerve. So if you guys want to learn how to do a swerve, I do have a video on the DDFMcrew.com website. DDFMcrew.com is an absolute free resource for you guys, and I did as much as I possibly can for a parking lot situation. I'm also running the UK Module 1 testing procedures, and I'm going through all that, so check out that video series. Some of that stuff will be at the end of the video. But right here, he's going to be going about 30 miles an hour, and as soon as you see anybody different, so right here we have the white truck. It's pointed in the direction it wants to go. We have the Jeep. It's pointed in that direction. The car right now is pointed in that direction. Nothing out of the ordinary. But then once you see something like this, oh, that's out of the ordinary. We have this car wanting to move over. So now we can start to stand it up, maybe do evasive maneuver, stand it up, apply the brakes, because we're only going 30 miles an hour, so we're able to stop pretty good in a short amount of distance. But if we're going 70, 60, or whatever it is, super high rate, double this, you're going to have problems. So right here, we're going to be moving forward. And here, definitely start doing evasive maneuvers because there's nothing this driver is going to do to prevent this type of accident. The driver is going to just do what he's going to do, already committed, probably not even looking anymore, thought that it was clear because they already looked. Now they're looking straight to make the turn. And us as a motorcycle rider, we can't rev bomb, we can't horn. Nothing's going to change the fact that this person's going to be going into our path of travel. So we have to do something that is productive, which is going to be that evasive maneuver, which is going to be the swerve. Practicing the swerve is very fun. Can be dangerous if you're not doing it properly, so make sure you get some type of instruction, or like I said, go to the DDFM Crew website and I'll give you some instruction. But he did it perfectly. So you can see the handlebars, how they're turned. They're not centered with the screen itself. You know, if you pause it, you'll see the YouTube bar or Facebook bar, whatever you're watching this on. Cross, the handlebars are a little bit off-centered. And then as soon as I get to this part right here, if you want to pause it, you're going to notice how it's centered with the screen, because the GoPro is centered with the screen. He straightened the handlebars. That is exactly what you want to do, because in this situation you don't really have to swerve too hard, because you're in the middle of a turn. You don't have to swerve too hard to go to the other side, because now when it's time to correct it and get around the hazard, you have to swerve even harder and counter steer now to maintain that turn. So all he did was, he's in the middle of a turn, stand it straight up, because you're going, stand straight up, go, and you turn off. And now you can either apply the brakes now or continue this, the evasive maneuver. So in the middle of a turn, instead of applying the brakes in the turn, the front brake, and slamming it, and you're going to drop the bike, which we see a lot in our videos here, what he's doing is he's turning, straightening it up, and then he can apply the brakes, or he can continue his path to travel and then swerve back into his lane. So he gave himself great options with low rate of speed. He was paying attention, and he understood evasive maneuvers. It's not, you have to have the full package. You can't just do hazard perception with no skills, because if something does happen like this, where it's some crazy emergency, you have the skills. Or you can't have just skills, because you'll never see the hazard. So you need to have that full package. But the biggest thing I want you guys to take away from this is to have that understanding of the assumption that something will probably happen. If it doesn't, great, but if it does, I'm prepared. And this is one of those situations where easily something could have happened. So he's gonna cut off the rest of the stuff right there. Those are trauma shears right there. So that's what I recommend people have in their trauma kit. Those will cut through a lot. No allergies, no meds, no history. So no allergies to any medication.